What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you've been watching my channel for a while now, you know that when it comes to me making content, I try to stay a little bit on the low when it comes to watching others' content because, I don't think people really understand, but it's very easy to be influenced off of watching other people's videos. So typically I'll go like a week or two, maybe even 3 weeks of just kind of, laying low and just making my content, going about my business. Maybe I'll watch other content on YouTube, stuff that's not really game related. But in my opinion, it helps me keep my opinion fresh and unique, although it doesn't always happen because let's be real here, a lot of the content that we all make is semi-similar, and a lot of people just watch this content for the personalities behind the content. But at the end of the day, I still think it benefits me a lot. But it was finally time for me to hop back on YouTube, and I was checking through a lot of other videos that I've been kind of, missing out on, especially Near Cinema, who put out a video of him completing the camo grind within Black Ops 6. Now, it was a really good video, and I highly suggest you all going ahead and checking it out. I'll actually put up, a little image here of the exact video, of what it is. It's called Skill-Based Matchmaking in Black Ops 6 Made Me Lose My Mind, the Dark Matter, skill-based matchmaking rant. But again, he went through a lot of, the process. But it was near the end of the video, he put out this statement, which blew my mind away, and I felt so bad for his overall experience. Basically, he got to a point, I believe it was with the launchers, right? Because one of the launchers, you need to take down airstreaks, and he could just not get people to take down the streaks at all. It got so bad to a point where he had to purposely go out of his way and feed the enemy's kills over and over and over and over again until the enemies finally dropped any type of streaks so he can shoot them out of the sky. Now, it's a bit more detailed, don't get me wrong, because he went through a lot of other things, like how he reverse boosted so hard that he got into basically the protective bracket where people didn't even have the UAV unlocked. Like, people couldn't even call in streaks with how hard he reverse boosted. And again, he's not, purposely trying to do this to verse noobs. He's doing this because he's running around with rockets. So it just naturally happens because, you can't really expect to go 50-0 every single game you play with a rocket, right? It's just going to happen. And again, like he said, he was trying to give the enemy streaks so he can shoot down streaks faster and get the grind done already. But I'm not really here to discuss the skill-based matchmaking side of things and how, he reverse boosted so hard that he got into those brackets and, how people didn't even have streaks and it took forever to get out of the bracket. If you guys want to listen to that, please, by all means, go check out his video. He's a great, outstanding content creator. But the point that I want to make in today's video, which is probably going to be a very unpopular point. Let me say this right now. I don't think a lot of people are going to agree with me when it comes to XDefiant and, how I feel about this. But I still want to state it because at the end of the day, that's what YouTube channels are all about. If you can't stand having, content creators share other opinions, then maybe you should not be on the internet. That's not healthy. You should always enjoy hearing, opposite opinions, opposing opinions, and debate. People get too defensive and angry nowadays. It's so depressing, man. I'll tell you guys right now, you don't get to live on this earth forever, okay, ladies and gentlemen? You shouldn't be spending every last second of it just under pure negativity. But the point that I want to make for today's video is how thankful I am that XDefiant, when it comes to the camo grind, they aren't in depth like Call of Duty's camo grind. Now, again, this is an unpopular opinion because a lot of people enjoy the Call of Duty camo grind, and I understand why. It's very challenging, right? It actually gives you challenges to do, whether it's long shots, headshots, or like what Near Cinema's doing with the launchers, having to shoot down multiple streaks in a game, getting triple kills with a bat. They're actual physical challenges that you have to complete in order to get the camos. Now, in XDefiant, it's the complete opposite. You don't have to go ahead and complete challenges. All you have to do is simply play the game. That's it. Every match that you play, you are going to get XP towards your weapon. And now with the current implementation of OBJ score counting towards weapon XP, you really unlock a lot of levels for your weapons. And just for anybody who's curious, the best way to go ahead and take advantage of this, go into Escort. Trust me, Escort or Zone Control. You want to go into modes where you can constantly capture or constantly defend. Domination is good and all, but in Domination, you got to think, realistically, you're only going to be capturing a couple of flags, and then at the end of the day, you're just going to be spawn trapping. So you're not really going to be killing people off of OBJs. You're not going to be killing people on OBJs. You're mostly just going to be holding people in their spawn. So Occupy, Zone Control, and Escort are the best, but I think Escort is hands down the best. You get so much XP for simply sitting on the drone and escorting it through the map. That's it. That's all you have to do, and you're going to get a ridiculous amount of score. But back to the main topic here. In XDefiant, that's all there is, right? There's no headshot challenges. There's no long shot challenges. All you have to do is play the game, get kills, or play objective, and you will simply grind through the camo challenges. But this is where the topic is going to get kind of spicy, and I think a lot of people are not going to agree with me here. that might sound extraordinarily simple, right? No heavy challenges. All you got to do is just play the game, get kills, play OBJ, and you'll grind through it, you know? But I prefer that 1,000 times more than the Call of Duty grind. And it's for the exact reason that Nero Cinema was stating. Well, what he was doing. Now, he didn't state this, but he was doing it. And I can only imagine being on his team, trying to play the game, trying to get a win, enjoying the Call of Duty experience. And I have a teammate just charging into the enemy spawn, just throwing his life away and giving away free streaks so they can finish their personal camo grind, right? Not everybody else in the game, not the other 5 people who are trying to, play the game. No, just his personal camo grind. He's trying to, feed the streaks so he can just finish it. And the rest of his team has to suffer. Now, again, I'm not saying, that's a bad thing to do, because I understand the camo grind is very harsh and you got to do what you got to do in order to complete it. But I am so thankful that XDefiant doesn't require you to do any insane challenges to complete these camos within this game. And what that does is it allows every single match to be played like an actual FPS match, right? Everybody's playing OBJ. Everybody's just playing the game. And you don't have to worry about your teammates unless, they're new to the game or they're fresh, which isn't bad. Teach them, help them learn the ways, help them, get into the game and understand what to do, where to go, how to rotate, maybe teach them the movement, what guns are good. Introduce them to the game, help them get better. But I'll be real with you guys, I would much rather have a brand new player that I have to teach compared to a random dude sitting in the back of the map going for long shots that isn't even trying to go near the objective or even trying to do anything for the team because they're too focused on trying to get long shots so they can finish the camo grind and move on with their day, right? Like, I understand these challenges are in-depth and they're challenging. It's what makes it so accomplishing to finish the Call of Duty camo grind. But man, oh man, does it kill. And when I say kill, I mean kill the rest of the experience for everybody else in the lobby. It's just, it's rough. And I'll be real with you guys, it goes deeper than just skill-based matchmaking. It goes down to the challenges themselves. If XDefiant also introduced these style of challenges, we'll be running into the same thing, right? It's not because the matchmaking or, you have to sweat a lot, because you sweat a lot in XDefiant as well. At the end of the day, people are going to play weird because they want to finish the grind. They're not going to naturally progress through the grind and do it over the course of the year. No, the majority of people who want to do this want to try to get it done as fast as possible. So they're going to bang it out no matter how hard it is, no matter what map they're playing on, no matter what game mode they're playing on. It doesn't matter. They're going to do what has to be done. And because of that, that goes ahead and produces these matches where, like Nero Cinema said, he's going ahead and he's feeding the enemy's kills over and over and over again. The rest of his team is probably trying to play and enjoy themselves, and the enemies are getting nonstop streaks because Nero's trying to, use his rocket and get the rocket challenges out of the way. But the rest of his team has to suffer because, he's going ahead and feeding them. That never happens in XDefiant. And again, I want to make this very clear. I'm not saying the way Call of Duty handles it is bad. I'm not saying that whatsoever. I'm sharing my personal opinion. I would love for you guys to share your personal opinion as well down in the comment section on which one you prefer. But that right there is exactly why I prefer the just regular XP grind in XDefiant. Everything in XDefiant encourages you to go for kills and to go for OBJ. Every way to progress your gun goes off of kills and OBJ, right? Everything. So if you want to rank up your weapon, you must assist your team. You're not going to be in the back doing something random. No, you're going to literally be on B flag, or you're going to be holding the occupy zone or the zone control zones, or you're going to be riding the escort drone up. You are going to be benefiting your team while grinding up your weapons at the same exact time. And in my opinion, I think that is the far superior way of handling a camo grind system. But like I said earlier, I will admit, it does make completing the camo a little less rewarding because it's not as challenging, Yes, it's tedious to have to use a gun that you don't enjoy all the time, right? Like a sniper rifle or marksman or shotgun, whatever category you personally hate. Yeah, it sucks and it's tedious. But even though it's tedious, you're still going to be able to play the objective. You're still going to be able to rank it up every single time. You're going to get experience every single game. But in COD, it's hard. You're not going to be able to get long shots every game. You're not going to be able to shoot down a lot of streaks every single game. You're not going to be able to do everything every single game. It's tedious. It is definitely way more complex. 1010%. It is more complex than the XDefiant camo grind will ever be. But I'll be real. As much as people enjoy that, because I know my opinion is unpopular here. I know I'm in the minority, and I know people don't agree with me. At least a lot of people don't. I know some people agree with me, but not a lot of people. A lot of people like a more challenging grind. But in my opinion, I prefer it this way because people actually play the game. They actually support you. They play their roles. They try to go for wins. And I don't feel like I'm at a disadvantage in any match because someone is trying to grind out a camo. But ladies and gentlemen, that's just my personal opinion on this overall take here. Again, go down in the comment section and leave your opinions because obviously no opinion is right and no opinion is wrong. This is all preference, and I prefer to have the simple XP grind. I feel like it makes my teammates actually work with me more towards the OBJ, and it's not as tedious. But again, if you prefer the Call of Duty grind, let me know why, because again, I know a lot of people like the extra challenge and they don't mind going through all the hoops and, loops, but I don't know, man. Like I said, after you were sent this video saying that he had to feed enemies kills to get the streaks out of the way, it's just, like the second I heard that, I'm like, yeah, I am forever thankful that I do not have to deal with that type of grind. I play Black Ops 6 to play Black Ops 6 because I think the gameplay is fun. That's it. I don't need to go that extra mile for that camo challenge when it's that tedious. But ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hated it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. I post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern time. And of course, if you guys want to go ahead and check out any of my live streams, I will be live today over on Twitch starting at around 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern time. Of course, you can find a link to that channel down in the description of this video. But as always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you all next one. Peace out.